two of the last four teams, Sample Lords and Bastion's Lives Matter.
Yes.
We're going to be playing our first game on King's Row.
Now
Sample Lords will be attacking first. Thoughts on that, Razor?
What? I can't say much yet until I get to see the actual picks, what they're planning to do. However, Bastion Lives Matter usually, I mean, Sample Lords usually pick things at first that do not make any sense, and they just swap later on, so I'll check them out a bit later. First I get to look at Bastion Lives Matter. It seems they're picking more realistic picks. However, it seems they want to play a Lucio, at least someone locked Lucio, but then they still keep Symmetra locked in, so it seems there might be some miscommunication, and maybe they don't want the Symmetra, but the player is insisting on having the Symmetra. That might be the thing.
Keep in mind, Greendale is Bastion Lives Matter's team captain, so that could have an effect.
Yes, that is true as well. However, now they do have Lucian Zen. They insist on having Lucian Zen and not Symmetra, which it kind of makes sense. Or perhaps they will try to go triple support composition, which can work, but usually if you go triple support composition, you only want to have one tongue and still somewhat do DPS. However, they are playing on the defensive side, so maybe they just want to stall it out. I'm not sure. I think their kill potential might be slightly lower because of this. However, if Genji supported enough, it was replaced. Yeah, now I'm really not sure about Bastion Lives Matter any more composition whatsoever. It looks really, very weird at this point. Not really exactly teamfight centric, but also teamfight centric by having Lucian Zen together. So it's a weird mix and match. The composition of Sample Lords is very standard, not really special.
And here we go. Team Sample Lords is pushing up the top right as expected. This is fairly common from this team. They've done it before. They really enjoy the strategy. Just moving up top right to that stairs with Reinhardt protecting them, trying to just get behind that defensive thing of Symmetra. Just avoiding that entirely. Symmetra basically useless right now as her turrets really had no effect. They're going through the building behind the payload.
She's not charging her ultimate because she's not getting any right clicks because they're moving like this either, so doesn't have teleport and that's bad.
And here comes Team Sample Lords pushing heavy onto the point. Fortunately, Reinhardt falling pretty quickly, but forcing Team Bastion Lives Matters off the point. D.Va out of her mech for Bastion Lives Matter, and Team Sample Lords, no tank, just Zarya, but she's sort of on her own, forcing the team to sort of die.
Exactly. Now Sample Lords has to just regroup, but they got some sluggering deaths because Reaper died there as well, as you can see. Now they have to regroup as fast as they can and try to win the next team fight. However, now Symmetra has the teleporter. However, that teleporter is not exactly super close, and they might be able to scout it out and destroy it as well. Here comes the fire.
This is just really a zoning ulti trying to force them out from inside the point.
This is my second this time, looks like. Sample Lords most likely will not go left side because they are probably aware of Symmetra turrets being there.
Yep.
Expected. So they're just going around on the low ground.
They're going around the tower. Reinhardt going inside that Symmetra area. He can take that top of those turrets for a while. There comes Zarya, all pulling them up. Transcendence and Earthshatter. Transcendence from Sample Lords. Look at that. Reinhardt from Sample Lords doing the Earthshatter on Bastion Lives Matter. But he's sort of stuck in no man's land. He falls down, leaving just Zarya and Zenyatta, and they have to retreat with Zenyatta falling.
Exactly. And Sample Lords had quite a decent flank with Reinhardt. However, Bastion Lives Matter had the defensive ultimates ready to counteract whatever they threw at it, and it didn't work out.
Team Sample Lords just approaching up this entrance here between that middle choke point, just trying to group up, break in. There comes the sound barrier from Lucio. They're going to speed in. Reinhardt doing the shoulder charge. There's the Bastion Lives Matters. Lucio. McCree from Sample Lords blocked by Reinhardt. Excellent awareness. Just turns around and completely invalidates the McCree, pushing them off the point. Reinhardt dying. There comes the D.Va from Team Bastion Lives Matter, just clearing out that point.
Yeah, but there was one very funny thing that happened in the team fight. Basically, Reaper of Sample Lords, he stepped on a Junkrat trap, and there were 3 Symmetra turrets hitting him at the same time while he was stuck in the trap. And he had to shift, but shift of Reaper does not get you out of the trap. He was basically unable to fight for quite a long period of time, the last team fight, and made him quite useless.
Interestingly, Team Sample Lords has switched to a Tracer.
Yeah, I mean, it could work. They could possibly get a pick up on the supports with a Tracer. However, I'm not so positive it will work out.
Reaper getting... Oh, and there comes the ultimate from Reaper, but instantly shut
Very
down.
predicted. Like, he was already spotted and called out. He was ready.
He was being chased by the Diva the whole way. No, nothing really for him to do.
Basically a waste of Reaper ultimate, unfortunately. However, this is really pretty solid pod by Bastion Lives Matter. However, it seems Temple Lords are kinda don't know what to do. Like, they're not exactly forcing in a favorable fight with the right ultimate, so they have the very good fight.
The Earth Shatter from Reinhardt from Team Bastion Lives Matter will likely... And there's the Zenyatta Transcendent, just trying to keep his team alive. Unfortunately, the Reinhardt already fell with Lucio going not far behind him. Here comes the ultimate from Reaper, taken out too, but then D.Va taking her ultimate as well from Bastion Lives Matter just to clear out that point. Unfortunately, D.Va is the only one left. Unfortunately, sorry, with Junkrat as well, but they've still managed to clear out that point.
I mean, it's still possible. Actually, the DPM Symmetra is down now, so...
Oh, what a big play by the Reinhardt, just going 1v2, trying to get that deep out of her mech, does so, takes Junkrat as well, sound barrier from Lucio, Team Bastion Lives Matter. This, Reaper just trying to raid form to keep it as long as possible. Ultimate from Tracer and Zenyatta in return, just to keep the team alive.
Oh, let's break it!
Ooh,
And-
it was very unfortunate. They were zoned by Reinhardt's hammer. They couldn't exactly get in the point. Because it was very possible that actually Sample Lords could contest it because Zen used his ultimate, but there was not much damage going on, and then 5 or 4 Sample Lords players were about to get on the point, and his Zenyatta ultimate just went down, and that's where they had a window of opportunity. However, Zarya of Bastion Lives Matter did have her Graviton, so they could probably seal the deal, but you never might be sure. However, it seems playstyle of Bastion Lives Matter really like to play bunker up playstyle where they just basically bunker up with usually with a Mei, Junkrat, then have a Symmetra teleport, you know, and just like bunker up and hold the point for long as they can. And this looks pretty good for Bastion Lives Matter, but we'll see how will they fare on the attack. It really depends because that kind of playstyle they just did right now. It's good when you're holding a point, defending, but it doesn't translate well for the offense. Now we'll see how it goes. However, I'm surprised to see a Widowmaker. This should be on attack. Oh, actually no, it's on attack. Yeah, then it's fine. I thought she was on defense.
Yeah.
I thought Widowmaker is pretty strong. However, usually better teams will always, like, if you watched our games when we play on Kings of the Row with my team, we usually always set up all the way back. So they're basically forced to come to us and fight us off. Like they can't snipe you off or pick you off from somewhere in the open, you know. They have to basically come to you and you make a fight happen, team fight right away. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, the positioning current of Sample Lords, they are slightly in the open, making it easier for Widow to try to get the pick. However, there is a Reinhardt shield which can block off this. However, Widowmaker was swapped out for a Genji, which I think it's a safer choice in my regard because you really need a good aiming on Widowmaker to make it consistent. And also the time is 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Yeah, that should be it.
And here we go. Team Bastion Lives Matter elect to push directly into the point, getting that team fight as early as possible. Just trying to break through that defensive. And they did indeed get a pick off with the Reaper. Going down easily. Zenyatta for Team Bastion Lives Matter just taking damage. D.Va going down pretty quickly. But, like I said, it's been a 2 for 1. That's good for Team Bastion Lives Matter.
Exactly. At this point, we're just targeting the deaths of them, and
This
they really
looks
have,
like it will be game.
it might be, it's very likely, but they're buying time.
Reaper getting, of course, on the point with that Wraith form, but he just can't stay alive long enough.
At this point, they just want 3 people on point, 3 pops are zoning out, getting picks in between.
Yep, Genji using his ultimate, and there it is.
This is it. Like, this is a very, very strong showing from Bastion Lives Matter. I do not actually agree about their defensive lineup when they were defending, because against better teams, they will punish you if you have such lineups. However, against this kind of team, it really proved to work great, and offense of theirs is also very good. It seems like they were fighting like a cohesive unit. They did not split up. They went together on the point, forced the team fight right off the bat, possibly because they expected some kind of heroes like Symmetras or Junkrats that the Sample Lords might play, and they just wanted to force teamfight right off the bat and getting their advantage. So it's a pretty good game. Now we get to the next one. It's either going to be Hollywood or Numbani, as far as I know. This is the decision by Sample Lords. They will decide. Both maps are hybrids, so we have only hybrid maps at the moment. I personally would love to see Numbani, because I haven't seen Numbani in quite a while, I think. I saw it only one game. What do you think, Lafon?
I would like to see Numbani as well. We've seen Hollywood already, and we've seen a lot of Kings Row. It'd be nice to see just to change it up a little bit, see what the teams do. As you said, they're hybrid maps, so we know how these teams have played out on the hybrid map so far.
But this is, for example, one of the reasons why people like the Kings Row, because it's very easily to bunker up and hold the point A, especially if you're working up, playing up as your team coordinated unit, using your defensive and even offensive ultimates wisely, banking them up for each fight. So for every team fight you have something, and you just keep surviving, holding the point. This is what happens, and this is why many people like Kings Row and Hollywood and such maps, because of that point A.
So we're just waiting to hear back from the team captain for Sample Lords to see what map they pick.
Exactly. However, if it's gonna be Numbani, we might see a Mei from Bastion Lives Matter, because Mei is pretty strong actually on certain parts. Actually, it's gonna be Hollywood. It's definitely. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't think we will see a Mei being played here, but it's a very high chance Bastion Lives Matter will pick their Junkrat. Junkrat can work well, especially if Sample Lords will be trying to push in the small buildings, like high ground, small building, which we call it Overlook. That's where Junkrat can really shine, especially behind his own Reinhardt shield. He will break the opposing Reinhardt shield very quickly and force a really good team fight for your own team. However, if Sample Lords is aware that Bastion Lives Matter might play with Junkrat, they just might have a Diva right off the bat and just block everything. Like all the grenades and make it good for your own team. But we'll see how it's gonna go. So we have Sample Lords defending this time, and I think so. They're blue team.
It does look like that.
Yeah, exactly. So they are defending, and Bastion Lives Matter are attacking. So this time we might not see Junkrat. I don't think we will, because they usually don't play it, I think. However, Bastion Lives Matter do play it, and we'll see it. I'll wait for the picks of Bastion Lives Matter as usual. They always do this, maybe to mess with us. I don't know. However, I'll start with Sample Lords picks. Their picks are very standard right off the bat. This is something I would also personally run. It's very safe, and it's also good for initiating fights, and also pretty well for receiving a team fight. If Bastion Lives Matter want to fight right off in the first 20 seconds, Sample Lords has the best composition for them, basically. They can fight equally.
Exactly. Sorry, go ahead.
No, just like I said, I'm waiting for the picks of Bastion Lives Matter.
Yeah, exactly. How competitive this team comp will be really depends on how quickly Bastion Lives Matter wants to push through on that first point.
It also depends where will they fight.
I'm going to win.
I mean, actually, you see, Bastion Lives Matter actually decided to play with the Diva. I don't know if this is intentional or not, or they maybe suspect the Junkrat, and Diva is quite safe against Junkrat. Like, she can literally block everything. But it's a good decision. I like it.
It's a good pick here. They're really rushing again through that top thing, as you said, the overlook little into that building. Reaper going up just against by himself, backs out really quickly. It looks like they're just trying to get that first pick off, see what they can do to get on that point.
Who's breaking the shield first, basically?
Yep, and it looks like the Reinhardt from
Reaper is behind the line. Here they go.
Yes, defended by Zarya. Here we go. Big pick by the Reinhardt on the Bastion Lives Matter. Down goes Zenyatta as well, so they're down 2 for Bastion Lives Matter, with team Sample Lords staying up pretty easily.
Exactly, they managed to stabilize. There was one point where it looked like it might swing over to Bastion Lives Matter. However, Sample Lords were handling it quite good. Like, the Reaper was doing pretty good job in the backline. However, I don't think he got shielded while he was in the backline by Zarya. That was the only unfortunate part. And he had to shift rather quickly out.
Yeah, the Zarya shield was a bit late, happening after he'd already been in Wraith form, which was unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, they tend to go the same way. I mean, it can work. However, this time, Templars just want to go in and fight. Or even it's not doing something to them. Kill these down. They basically want to fight now.
Yeah, Reinhardt sitting by himself on the point, not really doing much for his team. Just sort of protecting himself. Reaper again forced to Wraith form before he get that Zarya shield up.
I don't know why Reinhardt is not starting to get not getting shot.
Oh, there's the ultimate. Big pick.
He didn't get anything.
But he missed the shoulder charge. Yeah. Oh, Lucio. Genji putting up his ultimate right after Lucio. That's advantage Genji, and there's Transcendence in return. Genji goes down.
Exactly.
And there's the Zarya ulti, just pulling the team off the point. Oh, and there's the self-destruct. And what a pick, just not really doing much for her team.
Reinhardt got something.
There's the sound barrier from Lucio, but keep in mind, Reinhardt is down already for team
yeah, he got
matter. Oh, and there's Transcendence, but not in time. Reinhardt kills him. There comes the ultimate from Reaper. Not really going to do much as it's being eaten up by the D.Va ulti. Or sorry, by the Reinhardt shield. But Reinhardt ends up going down with only Zenyatta being alive on the point. Reaper coming down with the ultimate and gets immediately taken down with a Reinhardt Earth Shatter.
Basically, what happened is they got the 1v1 at start. Reinhardt was able to charge the main 3 of Sample Lords. They both died in the process. However, it seems it took much more time for Mekri to get back on the point as Reinhardt. As his charge, which makes him go slightly get faster back to the point than Mekri just running and rolling.
And as expected, Team Sample Lords backs off that point, allowing Team Bastion Lies manage to capture it, and they're going to post up on top of that building.
Yeah, like
top of the bank. Pretty standard here. They just skirmishing, trying to build up ultis for those that don't have it, and just getting ready for that first team fight at around the bank area. And here it comes, D.Va down in the trenches. She just took out, just holding out, trying to shield for her team. And then Reinhardt. There comes the Genji from Team Bastion Lives Matter, takes down the Zenyatta. Big pick. Here he goes across, trying to get that other support, but really has to back down. Not enough time in his ultimate.
Yes, but Bastion Lives Matter all this time is getting a free push to the panel. They did not drop down. That was a slight miscalculation.
And unfortunately, Reinhardt by himself, he's not going to protect his team from the D.Va ulti. And look at that. Bit of a waste from the Zarya using her ultimate.
They got two picks. Several maps stabilized the game somewhat and they're going for the offense.
And there goes Reinhardt using his Earth Shadow to get that one pick off on their support, which is very important.
Exactly, that was pretty well executed. You also have to look at the ultimate. Sample Lords do have two defensive ultimates available, as well Bastion Lives Matter. However, they are defending, and by having these defensive ultimates, Sample Lords should be able to survive the next team fight and delay as long as possible. And also Reaper is getting pretty close with his ultimate on Sample Lords.
Oh, and there's the Transcendence from Bastion Lives Matter, and there's the sound barrier from Team Sample Lords. There's the Earth Shatter from Team Bastion Lives Matter, and the Reaper ulti. Too late for the of course, the entire team going down for Team Sample Lords.
Exactly. It seems the issue with Sample Lords here was because they had Zenyatta ultimate available. However, Zenyatta was not able to use his ultimate in time. It's either because he got stunned, or he was just slow at reacting with his Q and died before he could Q.
Reinhardt for Team Sample Lords trying to jump in to contest, but that is not a smart move.
This is pretty much the nice snowball from this.
D.Va from Bastion Lives Matter using her ulti to zone out, but there was no one there. Another wasted ult.
Exactly, basically what Lives Matter want to do at this point is just to make it staggering them as much as possible so they cannot regroup as 6. As soon as Sample Lords can stabilize as a 6-man unit, they will be able to force this push. And they also have many more ultimates available, Sample Lords than this, so they will be able to hold Bastion Lives Matter quite easily if they recoup a 6-man unit.
Reaper tried to get that flank off, just trying to get that pick, but ended up forced out by the Discord Orb of Zenyatta. Which, as we know, 50% damage is very potent. Oh, and there's the ultimate from Team Sample Lords coming down, but look at that, the Genji gets the reflect up, and the Reinhardt gets a shield up. Goodbye, Reaper. Team Sample just couldn't get it. There comes the Earth Shatter. an Earth Shatter from Team Bastion Lives Matter in return. And then he takes out the Zarya with the team Bastion Lives Matter. And this is going to be a pretty easy push.
Exactly. It's very surprising that they managed to push this far because Sample Lords do have, look at their ultimate, they have Zenyatta ultimate, Lucio ultimate, nothing else but use. That's kind of wrong. They shouldn't have lost this point this easily when they have this many ultimates available. And another thing that happened that I noticed at the start of the fight, they lost Sample Lords, lost their Reaper, meanwhile Bastion Lives Matter lost their Zenyatta, which is much more important with those Discord Orbs and Orb of Harmonies, and somehow Sample Lords still managed to lose even when they had advantage by not losing a Zenyatta and having 3 or 4 ultimates available. So let's see on to the next game. I want to see the time. It's not 6 hours and 28 minutes and 19 seconds. How much is it? I would like to ask for the time. 6 minutes and 28 seconds. I mean, this is a quite beatable time. It is possible. However, I think Sample Lords at this point, they really want to get the first point as fast as possible. They do not want to waste too much time because then they will have much more time available for the next payload push. They basically just want to snowball from one point and keep it for the opposing Bastion Lives Matter team disorganized as much as possible, so they are able to push deep with the payload, that is. However, the picks so far, everything seems normal, minus the Junkrat. I mean, I expected at this point in time already Junkrat from Bastion Lives Matter. It was probably a Mei if it was on Numbani. Junkrat can work pretty well because it seems Sample Lords are not playing with the Diva like Bastion Lives Matter, and by not having that Diva, you're not gonna block those Junkrat bombs, and if Bastion Lives Matter expect Sample Lords to go through the stairs like they did, same positioning, the Junkers will simply melt everything in that little room. So what Sample Lords should probably do is just go straight on the point and fight on the point. However, Sample Lords have decided to pick Diva to counter against the Junkers. Now they do play triple tank variation. I suspect they might just go straight on point for a team fight at this point. Yes, that's what they do. Lafon? Hello? I don't hear you.
Yes.
Oh, okay, just making sure. You were very
Sorry,
quiet.
there were some audio issues on my end.
Oh, no problem. I feel that anyway. Kill is fine. Go.
All right, as we see, they're pushing up that same top side as we expected, pushing in really aggressive here on Team Sample Lords. Just trying to keep them from doing it. See if they can get a pick off. Looks like Team Bastion Lives Matter dropping pretty quickly. Look at that, Reinhardt and Zenyatta and Junkrat going down with only Diva. Oh, look at that, Zenyatta and Lucio going down. 4 Team Sample Lords as well. Sorry?
It's pretty equal at the moment. Like, the 2-2 alive. Diva got her ultimate. Wow.
And she cleared out that point.
Yeah.
Big play for Team Bastion Lives Matter.
Could be argued as a waste, but he's getting his ultimates rather quickly, so that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Where the composition that Sample Lords running is pretty interesting. It's usually strong to run triple tank combo when you expect to have a Junkrats and things like that for the first fight, but you have to win the first fight as a triple tank composition. If you do not win the first fight as a triple tank composition, it's not anymore in your favor because the opposing team will have ultimates at this point and they will be able to counteract your...
Yeah, and here we go, the Zarya ult from Team Bastion Lives Matter. But then there's oh, and look at that, all the ultimates being popped all at once. Transcendence, Reaper's ultimate, the Diva explosion, and top of the Earth Shatter from Reinhardt. Basically trading ults and not really moving forward that much. Reaper falling, of course, on the point to the Diva. There comes a sound barrier from Lucio, moving it onto the point. Team Sample Lords just trying to push as much as they possibly can. And there comes the Reaper ult from Team Bastion Lives Matter. Earth Shatter from Reinhardt a little too late, and he ends up falling. Probably not the greatest choice here.
Exactly, however, you have to keep in mind this is stopwatch, and so far it really looks good for Bastion Lives Matter. They're holding the point for a pretty long time, and by every second it looks more grim for Sample Lords at this point. I think Sample Lords should probably switch up around something because this is clearly not working for them by running triple tank composition anymore.
They keep pushing up that top right, but Reinhardt lost his shield, and there goes the other Reinhardt. And there falls Bastion Live Matter's Reinhardt. And then the Riptire from Junkrat coming out the top around there, going to take out the Reinhardt for Team Sample Lords.
Exactly, but Sample Lords also lost the Lucia, which they lost the pushing capability with speed.
Here comes D.Va taking out the Zarya of Team Sample Lords. And there comes the D.Va ult from Team Sample Lords on the point. Looks like it's not really going to prevent much.
Actually, the other D.Va died just because she didn't hide around the corner.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, really unfortunate. He just jumped in. The explosion. Oh well.
Yeah, looks like Team Sample Lords will get probably one more push. They only have his Zenyatta ult. Reaper's real close here. He has it right now. See what he does with it.
Exactly.
He's going up behind the team, probably trying to get a pick off on at least 2 different plays. Here he goes. Zenyatta goes down. Ultimate up by Lucio to prevent it, and Transcendence defensively from Sample Lords. Does not look like it really did much for them. Here comes Reinhardt, my bad. He actually ended up protecting his team. First shatter from Reinhardt from Team Bastion Lives Matter. On the point, Sample Lord's D.Va is out of her mech. Here comes the mech from the explosion from... Oh, and that will be game for Team Sample Lords.
Actually, Bastion Lives Matter's D.Va, Crozies, he did a really strong showing. His ultimates are quite on point. Maybe he doesn't get like those fancy 4 quadra kills, you know, but he
does zone very well.
Exactly, he's zoning very well, and he's getting his ultimates very quickly like he should. He's completely shutting the lineup. But the thing is, the problem with Sample Lords was they insisted on running triple DPS when it was clear that after the first failed push, it didn't work out for them because they were lacking damage. It was very apparent they didn't have the ability to finish off targets because. Maybe the another issue was like you have a Zarya, okay. However, I don't think the Zarya was fully charged consistently because if you're running triple tank setup, something or someone has to make up for extra damage, and that could be possibly Zarya. However, if she's not fully charged or very high amounts of charge for a consistent period of time, your team won't have damage with Reaper alone. I mean, tanks are doing damage, but it's not going to be that much damage just by having 2 actual DPS heroes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This should be it.
And with that is in fact game 4, Bastion Lives Matter. Who is most likely
playing against the High Toots?
They will absolutely be playing on the High Newts, and that is it for Team Sample Lives Matter. Just could not push back far enough against Bastion Lives Matter.
Exactly. I mean, Sample Lords did quite okay earlier on today, but this game, it seems they were like, maybe they're tired or something. They seem slightly out of touch. How should I say? Or perhaps Bastion Lives Matter had a much better showing these games because they really played much better than what they did before, from what I see at least.
I would agree with that. We didn't get to cast that first match between Bastion Lives Matter and Team what's it? Borderless Powers? Boundless Powers, my bad. Boundless Powers.
I casted those games, I think.
You and I were on both on that one as well.
Exactly. However, it was a pretty good game. There's gonna be another one. When does it start? In 1 hour, as far as I know?
I believe a half hour from now.
Half hour, exactly. I don't think I'm gonna cast this one because I have to play at midnight against the winner of the next game. However, I wish best of luck to Bastion Lives Matter and as well as the High Newts to see who's gonna do it. Unfortunately, I will watch the game, however, I won't be able to cast it.
That is absolutely fair. We are going to be dragging in a couple of people from Bastion Lives Matter for some comments on the match that we just commented on. And do we have them in here yet?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hello. Alrighty. Oh. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
What are your thoughts on that match? Giving us a quick rundown.
Well, we did what we were supposed to do.
All right.
Apparently, it worked this time.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question. What was the reaction when you met Sample Lords with triple tank composition in Hollywood? How did you react to it? Were you pleasant to see it, or were you scared?
At least as a Reaper player, I was really pleasant and going there with 3 tanks there. Try to push it up.
Yeah, I could.
We had the advantage there when they.
I had a better time charging my oldest D.Va up faster too, with that.
Yeah, but I noticed as well. You were getting your ultimates much faster. because they did not have enough damage or Zarya was not fully charged to be able to get you out of the mech whatsoever. What do you? My question would be, what do you think of Junkrat? I see you playing it so much. Like,
Yeah,
how
our
come?
main Junkrat player actually left or just couldn't play today, so we got the replacement. And we like the Junkrat on this map, especially
Yeah.
as the last time there. We actually managed to boop the Reinhardt up on the point and instantly killed them. And was going to try to same now, but comes the locking them out in the corners is great to try.
That was against Boundless Power, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I see. And my another question earlier, maybe perhaps not this game. How did you feel with that Mei and Symmetra composition on Hanamura? I really want your opinion on that.
Honestly, we were surprised ourselves.
Yes.
That worked out so well.
Yeah, I mean, I know exactly what was the problem, of course, and I was really surprised that it worked as well.
I mean, to be honest, Kildare told me, "Yeah, Croesus, come, go Mei. You can go Mei." And so like, for real? Yeah, go Mei. Just keep teasing those guys and putting the wall and stuff. And
another
Give us
question
more time, basically.
I see. I have another question actually. If you guys played on Numbani, if Samplords would decide on Numbani, would you play Mei instead of a Junkrat, or you would play both?
I don't
It's
think
really
we would play Mei at all.
I see. I
Not
see.
Mei. Junkrat probably, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So Junkrat forever.
I know,
I see.
the damage output is really good though.
It should
Rush,
be.
Yeah.
Rush Razor streams here.
Junkrat lines matter, not Bastion.
Yeah, I guess. And another question is, how do you feel going up against the High Nuts? They're quite the favorites, or like one of the strongest teams.
Yeah, well, we already
How
met
do you
them, and
Well,
we
lost
We
against
faced
them
them already, and
Yeah.
But we wasn't warmed up.
We-
that
we-
well,
we-
so-
let's
Are
be
you-
honest, we have hopes, but we kind of we know what we did wrong.